This segment of Labatt Buffalo Main Event is brought to you by
O Restaurant and Lounge, 3047 Sheridan Drive in Amherst. It's not just a place to eat, it's something to do.
Welcome back to Labatt Buffalo Main Event. Bob Gaughan along with Brad Ryder. It's now time for the O Restaurant and Lounge email segment. Our chance to answer your questions off of the web. Go to buffalomainevent.com. Email us a question. If we use your question, we'll give you a $25 gift certificate to O Restaurant and Lounge. Brad, the first email comes from Joe in Black Rock. And Joe says, this is a big week for the Buffalo Sabres because they play two teams, one just behind them, one just in front of them in the standings, and the Islanders in Philadelphia. Is this the week the Sabres make a move up in the standings?
Last week was the week the Sabres made a move up in the standings, and this could be a week that they further that. I think it was last week we talked, Bob, about not ever losing 3 in a row. And I told you this is the kind of team that's going to win 4 out of 5 games, and it's going to win 3 in a row here and there, and 5 out of 7. Just never have a 3-game losing streak, and you're going to be okay the rest of the way. At last check, the Sabres are in a pretty good spot. They still, if the season ended today, they wouldn't be in the playoffs. Good news is, season doesn't end for a long time. Stay in the hunt, stay in that nice tight group to where you don't fall too far behind. There are 2 things to look at. One is the actual points. The other is the number of teams you need to leapfrog, and they've gotten rid of a few of those teams that they need to leapfrog to the point where a win or 2 in the next couple of games could put them into one of those if the playoffs started today scenario. So yeah, I think this is a good week for Buffalo to make a bit of a move, and as good as Philadelphia has been so far this year, I think the Buffalo Sabres match up pretty well with them. I do like that Flyer team a lot better right now than I did a year or so ago at this time. But yeah, I think it's time. I think they've been playing pretty strong hockey since getting back from a couple of missteps out west.
I think that a couple of their big stars have been playing a little bit better, that being Connolly and Vanek. I think both of them have stepped up the last couple of games. And I also thought it was a good sign that they hit a couple of come-from-behind victories, things that you saw a lot of last year that's really been lacking this year, but they come from behind to beat the Capitals, come from behind to beat the Chicago Blackhawks, and that just showed me, boy, this is things that I saw a lot of last year, seeing a little bit of a touch this year, and this is the time when this team needs to go on not just a 2-week good run. In order to move people past people in the standings, you need to go on a month run or a 2-month run, and this could be the start of it.
And getting a couple of defensemen back healthy is a big deal too. Andrej Sekera is not yet an NHL defenseman. We've been saying this a lot over the past couple of years about this team, that so-and-so doesn't really belong in the lineup, but they're doing an admirable job. And I think that applies to Sekera as well, but no Tolinder, no Kalinin for an extended stretch. And I think that has hurt the team, and now that guys are getting healthy, I think they're going to be in a much better spot. Our second email today comes from Rich. He says, with the Bills out of the playoff race, it's time for me to figure out which of the local college basketball teams I'm supposed to keep an eye on. Is there one in particular that's worth following this year?
Well, there is one, and it's Niagara. Niagara is the team that went and had a big victory in St. John's this past weekend. It's only the second time that they ever had a win in Alumni Arena. And Sharon Fisher had a big game, 30 points, had 14 rebounds. Hodge had a big game. This is a team that also is going to get better even next year. They get Rob Garrison, who was on the Niagara Falls basketball team, went to UConn, has to sit out a year. So I think what Mahalik has been doing there for a long time is really coming. He's really setting up year in and year out a very successful team there at Niagara. They beat the second best team in the Big Four, and that being UB. They beat them really handily. If there is another team, though, if you want to call Syracuse.
Yeah, speaking of Niagara Falls kids.
Speaking of, you've got Paul Harris, you've got obviously Jonathan Flynn. They did lose their second leading scorer in Eric Devendorf just over the weekend, but those two local players, they're a fun team to watch. They score a lot of points. They don't play great defense, so they give up a lot of points, but I love watching that Syracuse team. Thank you for your emails. Remember, go to our website, buffalomainevent.com. If we do use your email, you get a $25 gift certificate to O Restaurant and Lounge. Coming up next, Brad and I will discuss the Mitchell Report on Labatt Buffalo Main Event.
Whenever I get an opportunity to speak to a group of seniors, the first thing that I like to talk about is planning ahead. Whenever we have a conversation, I hear things like, well, I want to stay in my home forever, and that is wonderful. It's a great plan, it's a nice vision to have, and it's quite frankly probably possible. But there's always the possibility that it may not be. If you don't take an active role in planning now, you may not have the opportunity to participate when the time comes.
Bristol Home and Bristol Village, assisted living where family matters.
It's time to decide to improve your life, your future, and your family's future. Welder Training and Testing Services can take you into the exciting world of the trained professional welder. In less than 6 months, you'll complete training in the science and hands-on skills of commercial welding, preparing you for employment in a satisfying and well-paying career. It's your future, so call 716-831-1404 or visit us at qisi.com. Take the first step to a new and exciting life. Welder Training and Testing Services.
Want to play better golf? Take lessons from Western New York's top teacher, Gary Battistoni. Battistoni Golf 202 features 13 lessons for golfers of all skill levels. From tee to green, this amazing DVD reveals the secrets of longer, straighter drives, getting it close to the pin on those tricky greenside chips, and escaping the bunker in one shot. Battistoni Golf 202 is available for $19.95 at battistonigolf.com and at these locations: Pro Golf Discount, Golf Headquarters, and the Battistoni Golf Center, 9030 Main Street in Clarence, or by phone at 716-810-9000.
In neighborhoods everywhere, you can talk to friends with complete confidence. Travel at blazing speeds without a care. And count on watching what you want, anytime you want. Because for over a decade, Time Warner Cable's advanced fiber network has never stopped advancing, enabling you to be the first to enjoy many things. Like blazing fast surfing with Roadrunner High-Speed Online, an all-inclusive home phone service, and digital cable with tons of on-demand choices. At Time Warner Cable, we think like you think. That's why we created a network with the built-in capacity to bring you the best services available now, along with new ones we're just beginning to imagine.
Pick 2 for just $29.95 a month each for 12 months. Call Time Warner Cable today.
Time Warner Cable. The power of you.